Welcome to the One Year Book of Mormon. A non-Mormon reads through the Book of Mormon. Alma 4 Chapter Overview. The 6th through the 9th years of the judges, which equates to years 515 to 518, or approximately 83 to 80 BC. After the Civil War, there was peace, though the people mourned the loss of the people and their animals and fields due to the conflict. They believed the conflict to be a judgment from God, so renewed their religious sentiment, with many people being baptized and joining the church, which sounds like the Great Awakenings in the late 1700s to early 1800s in the American colonies and the United States. However, this was short-lived, so that in the 8th year the people began to be proud of their material possessions, which grieved Alma and the leaders. Indeed, the people of the church were so proud that they began to lead astray the non-believers as well, so that the poor were neglected. Alma and a wise elder in the church, a man named Nephi, who was appointed to be chief judge, passed laws to deal with the wickedness and crime. Verse 5 tells us that 3,500 people were baptized and joined the church in the 7th year, which sounds like a lot, but remember that some 6,000 Nephites and 12,000 Amlicites, all from the people of Zarahemla, had just been killed, so by comparison it doesn't sound like very many. Verse 6 repeats the anachronism of silk and also reiterates that they had gold and silver, that is, metal objects, and in context it sounds like they had a lot of gold and silver. Just mentioning that in case some Mormons want to claim that the reason we have no artifacts from the Book of Mormon times is because they didn't have much gold or silver, or didn't work in metals very much, so they only had objects that decay and degrade, like wood. In verse 17, we're introduced to a man named Nephi, and we're told that Alma made him chief judge, with verse 18 saying that Alma gave Nephi the judgment seat, but not the office of high priest. This, of course, sounds like Alma could have given him the office of the high priest, but this is blatantly against the law of Moses, which says that the high priest continues until his death. And that actually is a very important theological point with Jesus being our high priest, as the New Testament brings out. But of course, the writer of the Book of Mormon didn't know anything about that, which means the writer of the Book of Mormon is not God. So this is not a revelation from God. It is not the Word of God. Of course, the law of Moses also allows only sons of Aaron to be high priest as well, so if they're not going to worry about the one, why should they worry about the other? But we must remember that the Book of Mormon continually claims that the Book of Mormon people do keep the law of Moses. Finally, in verse 20, we're told that Alma giving Nephi the judgment seat happened in the 9th year of the judges, which would be about 80 BC.